Lichess, who's back? Back again. Juljas back. Atomic chess. Anyways, welcome to today's video where I'll be looking at my best games. Just to show off a little in the beginning, I showed you that I'm better than 98% of atomic players. Just to show off, okay? And today I'll be showing some of my best games, and just ignore this. Ignore it. And I'll be showing you this victory I just had here. I am playing as white, and this game was like yesterday if you look at how long ago it was. And I'll be getting a bit into how I actually play Lichess and how I play atomic and how I managed to be so good at it without trying to bluff, but I am top some percent. So yeah, I tend to start the games with knight f3. Knight f3 offers some options like knight e5 and knight g5 attacking here, and knight d4 with the typical maneuver to attack here. So the actual one of the only counters is f6 to this move, because then I can't just hop into one of these fields. Now, what often was played by especially beginners is e3, but I go for a different strategy because I know this opening so well, even though it's not the best, but that's sometimes a trick to get really well. Learn something, even if it's not the best, just learn it so well that nobody can beat you at it. Now after this move, this square here is threatened. So if you push the pawn, I can just go over here and then you're going to lose material. So for example, if I now make this move, I'm going to make this, and then you're going to have trouble because you can't really, let's say for example, if you pushed, I'll go in, check you, and the only way to not checkmate is taking with the queen. So that's a possibility. Otherwise, they also say knight a6 with the threat to counter me, but then there's e3. You're going to attack queen f5, queen d5, and you are losing material again. The game is basically, you can still play, but yeah, this is going already too deep. Just a basic idea why I play this. Now, knight h6 is the best move because it threatens knight g4. And now one can play different, but I like to play, like in the game, this move, because then it gets exchanged. But black has a bit of a weak structure. Now I play knight c3, again double threats here. c6, e4, and e4 is very, very tricky, because I am threatening to check. If, for example, now black plays this, and I have had this, if you want to play this opening, I have had this so many times against good players. e5 instantly loses because you have to defend the checkmate. f3, and then oops, there's nothing you can do, because even if you try to counter me, I'm going to take you as mate, and if you try to run away, you're also getting mated. So this is a very basic trick. Try this. If somebody plays e5 and it gets played so often, then you can absolutely beat them. Or d5, if it also gets played often, then you can try the knight strategy. This move. This is everything almost forced. And now, if now, for example, black takes, and it happens again, it happens really often. I've had this like 10 times, 20 times already. Then you can check. And this is the real tricky move. Because I threaten, take a queen, I threaten to put my queen here, I threaten to put my queen here. And your knight can't take my pawn because it's threatened, and you can't take with your queen because you'd explode your knight. It's just genius. And the only way there's still to do is make these kind of moves, and you're getting checkmated. So, again, if somebody plays e5, now I skipped a lot. If somebody, where are we? If somebody plays e5 or d5, it's basically already a lost position. That's why I like to play this, because it's so tricky. Now, g6 is a good move. g6 blocks a lot of things, and I can't do my tricks as usual. So, well, here I made a little blunder. In the game, when I moved this, I wanted to play d4, so I wanted to push the pawn doubled. But you know what happened to me? My mouse slipped. So I just played d3. But it's not a big blunder. It's still okay. Look at the difference. One is minus 0.02. Wait, no, it's the d3 is minus 0.9, and d4 is 0. Okay, this is quite a bit better, but still, it's a little of a slip. And I played bishop h6. And I either play two strategies. Either I play this move so they can't take me, but it's a bit risky, or I exchange. Either way, it's a little bit better for black. If they know this really well, then it's a little annoying to play. But against weak players, you win so often. But usually also play d4, not d3. Now, d6 was played, and he is trying to push this bishop over here and be annoying. That's why I often counter it with bishop e2, just to exchange or play bishop f3 if they're going to do it. So I did it. Obviously the move came, and I blocked with f3, because if he's going to take, because often, I mean, the pawns are quite important, but if he's going to take, then I'm going to castle, and there's a lot of trouble on the f-file. So he didn't take. Oh, he did take. Well, that wasn't smart. So I castled, a lot of trouble. I mean, he's a pawn up, and a pawn is quite important sometimes, but here the f-file is so dangerous, because if I can take here, then there is trouble. I mean, he can still defend with this bishop, but I'll attack, and overall it's just troubling. So he castled as well, and I took my king out of the way, because like that I also can take myself. I can be active and take him, because like this, if I take the pawn, this rook can take my rook and game over. So I went on the side. Now he played queen c8, little cheeky idea to run in, and I can't really exchange because I'm going to lose my bishop. So I played a preventive but a bit risky g4, so his queen can't come in. But also I'm threatening a bit slowly. This is annoying for him. So he now, same as me. I mean, the engine is showing this move, but it's just a bit more risky. I can start thinking about pushing. So he just made this move solid. Now I pushed again to really put him under pressure and possibly block this whole line here, and then his king is a bit fixed. And his bishop can't go here, because his knight can't go here, because I'm just going to take material advantage. So he made this move, obviously. I probably made a mistake here. I should have made this here, so he can't take me, and then I'm going to threaten exchanges myself. Bit of a mistake, but I wanted to have the queen blocked off, so I can potentially send my pawns to attack. He continued with the not so good move. He should have made this move, attacking here and here, and I'm going to lose material. Probably here. But it's, yeah, not the best look. That was quite an error, actually. But I was lucky because he made this move, and there's no actual threats now. So now I found the move a little late, but I did find it. And I'm threatening to take here now. So he tries the same. I could try to defend, but I thought I'm going to take here. So he can take here, but then I've got the a-pawn, and usually having a wing pawn is quite strong. So exchange. Now I push my a-pawn. Also I see the threat of him. Yeah, I saw this threat here, that he is trying to come with the queen and enter here, and somehow I couldn't block it. That's why I played a4, that I can then push a5, and his queen is limited. Queen a8, probably not again the smartest decision, but that's the whole point here. He is material up, he is probably standing better, but he's so under pressure from my playstyle, because his king side almost nothing. Oh, voila, that was just me spamming. But his king side can't really do anything, so I can just slowly pressure him even more. So I pressured even more. He now is threatening to checkmate me here, so I have to block. He pressures again, tries to infiltrate with his queen, and then he tries to checkmate me, or he forces an exchange of material. Like if I would take with my queen, I would lose my rook as well. So I have to block it again. Obvious move. And now he's kind of out of ideas. I don't really know what I would play with black here. All his pawn moves are kind of limited. And yeah, so he did push this pawn, obviously. It's not bad, he's trying to force the exchange and then again say my dear queen and go on my nerves. But I found this move, and he can't escape the queen exchange where I still win a pawn. I mean, it's not winning, I'm still technically down a pawn, but then the pressure is really getting to him. So what does he do? He exchanges, which is quite an error. I don't really see it. I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't really give you an advantage. I exchange. He forces my rook. He tries to attack me. Exchange. And here he surrendered because there's nothing blocking this. Don't forget, this game was played with like a 15 seconds plus 1 second, so there are some errors in this game, I understand. It wasn't my very best game, but I'm still quite happy with how it went out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want some other ones, because I now just showed you my 5th best, if you look, there are still 4 better victories and 5 horrible losses, which I can get into. Then get into it. Anyways, subscribe. Don't forget, at 750 subscribers, I'll do the Russian Cossacks only, which will be probably quite painful. And next video is again about European war, just so you guys are not worried. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a nice, please subscribe. And goodbye!
Hey, dimmi che ditëm ku më the se ike Zërin të shpirti ma fike E kam diti nuk vjen mo Si shkove Në qytet tjetër unë do